Sketch the graph of the function f of x equals 3 minus 2x by plotting points. Plotting points to graph is the oldest trick in the book. It's just we can plug in x values and get the y values by plugging those x values into our function. So we're just going to pick some random values. I'm just going to start with a -2. It doesn't really matter what you start with, but I like to pick numbers that are around 0. So all the way up through, and I'll go up to 3 here. So this means we're just going to plug these numbers into our function. So f of -2 is what we're looking for here. So that's 3 minus 2 times -2. And that is 3 plus 4, which is 7. And then for -1, f of -1 equals 3 minus 2 times -1. That's 3 plus 2, which is 5. And then for 0, f of 0 is 3 minus 2 times 0. And that's just, well, 3 minus 0, which is 3. Plugging in 1, f of 1 equals 3 minus 2 times 1. So that's 3 minus 2, which is 1. And hopefully you see the pattern here in our y values. And that pattern is pretty meaningful, actually. For 2, 3 minus 2 times 2, that's 3 minus 4, which is -1. And finally, for 3, f of 3 is 3 minus 2 times 3, which is 3 minus 6, or -3. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and plot these in our graph on the coordinate plane. So we'll start by just drawing out our scale here. I only went up to a +3, so that's really all how far I need to go. And I'm going up to 7 is the highest, so I just want to draw my scale so that I can get up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2, 3. And we'll be going down as well. -1, 2. Okay, so here's our, you always want to decide on your scale, and I like to pick my scale based on the highest and lowest values I have in the x and in the y variables. And then we start plotting our points. So this point is x equals -2 and y equals 7. So over at -2 all the way up to 7, we're going to get a point right there. There's a point. And then our next point is -1, 5. So -1 in the x direction, and up to 5 in the y direction. And then at 0, we're at 3. So that's 0 up 3. And then at 1, we're at 1. And at 2, we are at -1. And at 3, we're at -3. Okay, and hopefully we can kind of see what's going on here. It looks like a straight line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just draw a straight line. And my scale is a tiny bit off, but that's the general idea right there, is that line going through those points.